That's all right.
Now,
G'day, Will.
hello and Guitar Talk with Will Musig. Hello and welcome to Guitar Talk. Tonight I have some wacky guys. we've had the musicians the guitarist standard lines all night. We've got 3 guitars in here, and all we've heard is, I don't know, it's not the right sound. It's not my sound. It's not
Joe, we got some of Joe's guitars. I've taken a break from my beloved Delms to play one of Joe's handmade guitars here. And actually, Joe loves the Delm guitars. He was just telling me how much he loves them. But we've got Joey's guitars, and Will, I've got some picks that Joe's just given me that he makes. Look, out of coins, not Australian currency, because apparently that's
they're illegal.
Australian.
No, they're not Australian.
Joe makes these amazing coin picks, and I can't believe he's given me a couple, and I'm just wrapped. And I'm wrapped because I haven't seen Joe for so long.
I haven't seen him for a long time, man.
And I'm also wrapped because Pino's wife, Rose, made us some
that was
beautiful
pasta. Amazing.
Sensational. Thank you very much, Rosa.
Yeah.
You're the best.
Yeah. Now, tonight, Guitar Talk. Guitar Talk. What is Guitar Talk? Guitar Talk's a show where I introduce you to guitarists and guitar manufacturers that do pedals and all that sort of stuff. Joe's excited about some of my pedals that I've got tonight.
These mower pedals are fantastic. Mower pedals are fantastic. It's the first time I've ever used
lawnmower.
Hey, you know what, Will?
Yeah.
I want some, man. They are fantastic.
All right.
Just take those ones.
Don't worry. Joe's already done that. Joe's already done that with one of my guitars.
Yeah, I've already taken one. Listen to the wah-wah, Will. What does that remind you of? Remember? Shaft.
That's the shaft.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you that saw the last post that I had, I told you that tonight was going to be wacky. Now, my previous shows, I actually prepared for the show. So I got bios and all that sort of stuff. And I said, can I get your bio? And I'll prepare for the show and ask questions and all that. Tonight, I'm telling you now, I asked Joe Occhipinti for a bio, and he goes, "What for?" He goes, "What's that?" And I went, "All right."
I thought was I going for a job?
He thought I was talking about biology.
Biology.
Biochemist.
Biochemist. Yeah.
So you got Joe. So you have to call me Joey to separate, so you know who we're talking to.
Yeah. Now, previous to our show, we had Can Do Radio on. Now, Can Do Radio is actually a show that is sent down from Sydney, and it's basically playing musicians that are disabled. So, Pino's on our control desk tonight. Now, we're running a new rig tonight.
Hello, Pinello.
Pino had a lot of problems with the system on Monday night.
Pinello.
And Pino...
He's done it again. He's done it again.
Don't touch anything.
Hello. He's hit the reverb. He sounds like he's in a cave.
Oh.
Ooh,
Pino, I can't take you anywhere.
Again.
Look, the phone number, you've got to call us tonight because you have to talk to Joe. And Joe, I call him JJ tonight.
JJ.
Pino's playing with reverb and everything. The phone number to call, 0412 376 848. That's 0412 376 848. Now, tonight, we're also introducing Joey Amenta's new segment on the show that whenever Joe's available and I can get him on the show, Joey will be talking about the Joey Amenta Escapades. Go, Pino.
Sorry, I finally fixed the microphone.
Pino, ladies and gentlemen, announcement. Pino's fixed the microphone.
You know what it is, guys? I think it's Will. He's sabotaging everything I do.
I have
Yeah.
not sabotaged.
He is.
I walked in with my laptop, and my laptop had all the original settings that we set up on Sunday, and it runs like a dream.
No,
You've done it on purpose.
no, he's right. But you know what he's just done? How I had reverb.
Crikey.
He routed your send to my channel. So it's why
Cheeky
I got
bugger.
reverb.
You know, Pino, you were telling me earlier, he's also sabotaging some of the drummers that are supposed to be on drum tour.
Yeah, I heard he's taken he's taken a few drummers that when
Cheeky
come on the
bugger,
show,
Will.
they said they're happy to be
No,
on the
there is
our
what
show.
you call professional standards, right? And they want to come on my show because they feel it's more.
I agree. Anyway, get back to it, guys.
Anyway, back onto the show. Now, tonight, we're going to talk about Joe Occhipinti. We've already heard Joey Amenta, even though Joe's going to interrupt anyway. So, but we've got Joe Occhipinti with us tonight. Now,
Yes.
Joe, let us begin from the beginning of the beginning.
Okay.
How old were you when you first fell for the guitar?
12,
12.
about 10, 12, yeah.
Yeah.
I had one. I couldn't play it, but I always had one. And I always used to pick it up, try to play, couldn't play it. Nothing's changed.
Are you still trying to play?
Still trying to play, yeah. So, yeah. And then Vince, you know Vince?
Yeah.
He came over one day and said, "Oh, you got a guitar?" And I said, "Yeah, of course." He goes, "Can you play?" I said, "Yeah, I'm a legend." He goes, "Show me." I said, "I'd had a tune." He goes, "I'll tune it for you." So he did, and I couldn't play. And then he's been teaching me ever since.
Cool.
Yeah. So
Good
Yeah.
boy, Vince.
Hey,
Yeah, good
Vince, if you're listening, I know a
Yeah.
really good psychologist.
Actually, Joe
Yes.
Di Giovanni says, I got a story about Joe, but I can't say.
can we have a rated R version?
So,
with
Joe- Have a rated
we
R
can't,
segment.
we can't mention it then.
There's a lot of
can't.
good stories.
Oh,
about
Pino's
me.
going to press a button. Go on, Pino, press it.
No, this is all three of you there with the guitars there. I thought,
Let's get ready to rumble!
All right, let's do a rumble. Let's do a rumble. Let's begin. Joe, you start something. Go. Now we've been trying to set up the gear, right? Just because Pino's been trying to organise everything, but
You blame it on Pino.
I'm gonna blame someone.
actually, guys,
So-
I've only had 3.5 hours sleep, believe me.
Oh, hold on. Wow, 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 wow. Oh.
What happened?
No, Joe, go and start something. I told you tonight's totally unplanned, and we're going to just jam it and muck around and have some fun.
Don't want no trouble in my life. Just give me a good band and a wife. I don't want no money. I don't care for fame. Give me a good time and a crazy game. I'm not asking for much. Not asking for much. Just want to love. Give me loving just from above. I don't want no trouble, I don't want no strife. Give me a good time and a happy life. I'm not asking for much, I'm not asking for much. I just want some fun. Trouble in my life. I don't want no money, I just want a happy life. Yeah, do it for me. You can see I want to be. I'm not asking for much, I'm not asking for much, just a good time.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Joe, what was that called?
It was called Leve di Bonante.
Love the Volante. Signore, signore.
Okay. All right. Well, that was one jam for the night. Okay. Now, Joe, back onto playing guitar and stuff. Now, when did you start doing guitar repairs?
Would have been probably around 14 is when I got my acoustic guitar. I took it to a shop in, can't remember, I think it was Nidri, and I asked them to adjust acoustic, adjust
the height,
the
action. Yep.
I got it back, and it was even higher. I said, "Geez, this can't be that hard." So I took it, on myself. Got some books, got help from some friends, and ever since then,
you never looked back.
Stopped. Never looked back.
Never looked back.
No.
Now, I know that you build guitars because I've got quite a few of them. I've got 2 Tallys. I've got 2 Strats. And
This is one of
that's
Will's
one of
here.
them. That's my John Mayer.
We changed that though, didn't we, Will?
Yeah. So, Joe, tell them what happened.
Okay, so I first built this guitar. I had a very raw Endurance mahogany body, and I was thinking I'll do a paint job on it, something like this. And I said, nah, I don't want to put too much paint on it. Kill the sound. So what I did, I got inspired by John Mayer, yeah. So I said, I'll try that, see how it goes. So this is my version. Did that, got some hand wound pickups. I can't remember where I got them, where it was wounded. Great neck.
It's an awesome neck.
Yeah, I put big frets on it. Rolling up.
Yep.
But didn't have the Wilkinson.
Yep. I'm big on Wilkinsons.
Yeah, so I had a standard.
Yeah. Yep.
And he goes, Joe, I love it, but I don't like the tremolo. I said, fine.
Yep.
So we got rid of the trem, is that
And we
right?
because you had a vintage trem on there.
Yep. I had a vintage, 6 screws. He goes, no,
Yep.
I use it a lot. So that's fine. So we did that.
It stays in tune pretty good. Stays
Yeah.
in tune very good.
Pino. Pino's been a roadie.
thanks,
Look at Pino. Pino's awesome.
Legend. Yeah.
It was covering his face. Was
So
it?
You've done a nice job with this, Joe.
Yeah.
Really
It's
have.
Brazilian rosewood. But the frets.
But Joe,
You gotta-
Joey,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard tonight with Joe and Joey. So Joey on the other side.
Yeah.
So Joey, have a look at the way Joe's relicked it,
I know. I love the
because
relic.
the way Joe relics guitars
He
is
said
amazing.
I know it's really. I love the relic.
I would put Joe in the top,
You
the
know.
top of Australia for relicking.
You know what?
guitars.
When someone says, what's Joe like? I'm going to say he's a good relicer. You know what, though? He is. Because some relic jobs, you can tell they're new when they've been relic. But
Hey
Joe-
Russ, how you doing?
Joe makes them like they've been played for years, you know. It's true. He does really good relic. But, what were you saying about the frets, Joe?
I put big frets on it. If you
Oh, okay.
notice,
Yeah.
they call it like a player's guitar.
Yeah.
You notice it's a bit flat.
Yeah.
So you can bend, you
Yeah.
can play easy. Stays in tune. Or it's a player's guitar. Instead of setting it up from the bottom, you got to undo the neck and everything to get inside.
Yeah.
I've done it from the top.
Really?
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
much easier, because they do move.
Yeah.
But this one's settled in pretty nice.
I don't do anything to it anymore.
Yeah.
No.
So, same with this. Like when I built this is like Jason and I built this actually.
Now that's for Michael Borg, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's Borgie's guitar.
That's
Michael, you
Michael.
need to
Is
call
that
in.
Michael's guitar?
That's
Yeah,
Michael's.
that's Michael Borg.
God
Yeah.
bless Mikey. I love Mike.
Michael, you got to call in.
I've built a lot for Michael, and
Michael, if you don't call in, you don't get the guitar. I get it.
he's
Better
not short.
call.
He's not short of $1, so he can buy any guitar he wants, and he always hassles me to make him new ones.
Wow. Give me a look at it, Joe. No, I just mean. Oh, wow. Look at that.
So it's got the Wilkinson,
Beautiful. Yeah.
but it's not. It's blocked from the back.
Now, for those of you guys watching this, Joey said the exact same thing. Oh wow, that looks awesome.
I'm an oh wow kind of guy. Oh wow.
You're just a wow. Kind
Hey,
of guy, yeah.
look who's on the screen, Mr. Russ Occhipinti.
Oh, my
you know?
brother's on.
Yes,
Yeah.
Russ.
He loves guitars. Yeah, he loves, even though he races cars, but he loves guitars.
That's your brother who races cars.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Sure.
cars and guitars, man. You know?
Actually, can I just take that advantage while Russ is listening? Russ, we'll be in on the 11th of May with Mr. Dave Weckl for some race time again, mate.
Yeah, that's
for
right.
an on-air message to Russ.
Tell him to
Yeah.
ring up.
Sorry, I had to throw that in.
Sorry, but you're taking my time there.
I'm going to mute myself.
Okay.
So what I reckon.
No, you can keep your mic on, Pino. That's all right, mate. It's all right. We want to make drummers welcome on this show as well, But yeah, so that was basically your thing with guitar building and stuff.
Yeah. So I got in touch with Anthony Bell. Most people know him as Tony Bellman, and him and I put a guitar together. Like I said, Tony, how about let's do something different? He goes, coming from you, everything's different. So I said, I want a Gibson body with a Fender neck. Can we do it? He goes, yeah, we can do anything. So I took it over at his house when he was at Reservoir.
Yeah.
I think he's still back there now.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So I went there, and that's what we're.
I
Yeah.
remember when you were making.
Do you
that,
remember?
Joe. Yeah, I remember when you were making that guitar.
But I can't take all the credit for it. I mean, Tony put the top on for me. It was a handmade body and neck. So what happened? Bellman put the top on it for me, binding.
Yeah.
He had a bridge for me because I wanted a hard toe. Put that on, and I did the rest. Yeah. Thanks, Tony, if you're listening.
You sprayed that, yeah?
No,
No?
Tony did.
Tony did.
Yeah, he was all set up. He put
Yeah.
poly on it for me. That's why it's lasted so long.
Yeah.
Because it's all poly.
Poly,
And,
polyunsaturated, Joe.
Polyunsaturated.
Polyunsaturated.
We wanted to do with olive oil, but it wouldn't have worked.
Yeah.
So that's got no. That's just timber. It's got no.
Spurzle machine heads.
Yep, spurzels.
Yeah.
Bone nut.
Cool.
Small frets again, just for that feel.
Yeah.
You know.
Nice.
So I still got it, Tone. This is that started it all.
Is that about 20 years ago, Joe?
Yeah, probably even more.
More,
Do you
25.
remember?
And the guitar still looks new.
About 25 years ago.
Yeah, that's Tony's paint job.
Hi,
too,
Gary from
unbelievable.
Village Pizzeria.
I just can't,
Gary!
I can't believe how time flies, Like,
I know. We both had, well, I had hair then.
yeah, mine was grey, now it's silver.
No,
Silver.
it wasn't great back
Yeah,
then.
but they say that
wasn't.
silver
No.
hair. They
It's
say
silver
that silver
fox.
hair makes you look more embellished.
Oh, more embellished.
more
more
mature.
embellished.
but
That's what I
no.
want. I want more embellishment.
Yeah, so, and then from that, we started doing these with Jason, hence the name J and J, which is Joe and Jason. But Jason got too busy and he flew the coop. So I was left on my own again. So I just said, what the hell? I'll just do it myself. So I kept going. And then from that, I started working at Mayton, which I used to see Tony come in all the time. And I'm still working for Paul Gale at Soundworks.
Yep.
From time to time.
But you're also doing your own stuff.
And I do my own
the
stuff.
majority of your stuff is yours.
It's all mine. Yeah. Guitar
And
House in
you're
Ringwood.
based out of Ringwood, yeah.
And is Jason still in it, Joe?
No. He didn't want. He's busy doing his own stuff,
Other
and he
stuff.
couldn't do it.
But he still tinkers with guitars? Or?
He still tinkers with his own guitars.
Yeah.
But I'm spewing because look what we built. But it doesn't matter. I mean,
No, it's all good. Yeah.
I have to say, we've actually, guys, because I know that you guys, we've all got Italian descent.
Yes.
Sandra Piccoli, she's
Sandra.
my cousin in Italy.
yeah.
Ciao, Sandra. Say hello to her in Italian, boys.
Ciao, Sandra. Come stai?
Sandra is in Vittorio Veneto. So,
Vittorio Veneto.
yeah, beautiful
So
place
you
up
want me
there.
to talk to an Italian?
Yeah, go.
Hey, you going? All right.
G'day, Sandra. How's it going in you Italians are all right, you people.
Crikey.
Yeah,
In
cover,
Italy.
mate.
I
Cover.
can't take you guys anywhere.
Italians in
Ciao,
Italy,
Bella.
mate.
Ciao.
Italians in Italy.
Michael Zammett.
I got to say one thing before you start, Will. This will make Michael laugh. Champione of the televisiones. Championes of the television.
Televisiones.
That's a little joke between Michael and I.
He's a good singer.
Okay.
Yeah, he's great.
And
Michael.
I'm hoping to get Michael on soon, actually.
Yeah,
That's a
he's
good
great.
idea.
Because Michael's doing some big things. So,
Beautiful
especially
guy.
with his studio. He's
Yeah,
done some amazing
Yeah,
things.
so
Yeah.
get on Facebook and support him, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful
We all
man.
are. Yeah.
Michael Zammett, beautiful man.
So
Air
Yeah.
Studios.
He's from Malta, isn't he?
He's a Maltese, from the 7th Avenue, the Maltese people. They
From
very
Malta,
nice.
you know.
You
We go
know.
over there.
You know that. You know Joe.
From Valletta, yes?
Yes.
Nala. Confinci.
oh, my
Paul Willie's trying to say something.
Crikey.
I pastizzi.
Nice to see all your faces here.
Oh, yes.
People.
Yes.
For you to
That's
come here tonight.
AJ.
I miss
Maybe you
AJ.
recognize
Crikey,
this
this
song.
clip.
It goes back.
Now it's after
Many time
8:30.
we've done
Is
it
it after
before.
8:30? It's
I'd
close
like
to
to thank you all
8:30. We
for
can
coming
say
out
this.
tonight. For those of you who don't speak English very well, my name is Anthony Jai. We're here tonight to play some music for you.
Oh,
Hey,
did
how
you
come
see
you're not playing the rest?
All right, I'll do it.
For all you Italian people. But I'd like to introduce you my friend Ian, Lucy Motanti. Motanti Lord, to be correct. On the guitar, we got Marcello Sparamilantucolo.
Now, for
The
those of
bass
you guys
guitar.
that don't understand this,
We got a Marco Quattrobili.
I'll tell you now, every Italian.
Oh, they spoil it.
Hey, your cousin can hear it.
Hello and welcome to Guitar Talk. This is Will. How you going?
Hello, Will. This is Michael Borg from Valletta.
I
Michael.
threatened him. I threatened that I'd take his guitar if he didn't call, and he's the first call.
I
Well,
can't
thanks
believe
for
you
calling,
rang up
Mike.
from the footy.
I want that guitar back.
Hey, Michael, who won the footy?
Hey, really? You want me to hang up now, do you?
No, we don't know. We've been here. Who won? Do we lose?
We lost.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Who do you vote
Anyway,
for?
I didn't ring up
Isn't it?
to talk about the footy. I rang up
Isn't
to
it?
talk about that beautiful candy tangerine guitar that Joe Occhipinti has.
Uh-huh.
Tell him the story, though. Tell him what
Go on.
how it
Fill us
really
in.
happened.
Go on.
So when I was poor, not that I've got a lot of money now, but I was really poor. I went to the David Music one day, and I saw this guitar on the wall, and I just fell in love with it. I wanted that guitar. I tried to do everything I possibly could to buy it. I just couldn't scrounge up enough money, and I left it. I couldn't buy it. And I was shattered, and I thought about it for years and years and years. And probably about 6, 7, maybe 10 years after that, I went to Vince Cicero's for a jam, and Joe Occhipinti turns up. And I'd never met Joe before, so I introduced myself to Joe. And I think I was playing a US Fender Strat. It was a Sienna First HSS, not guitar. Anyway, Joe pulls his guitar out of the gig bag, and it's this bloody tangerine Strat.
The tangerine.
And I died. I said I told Joe the story, and he couldn't believe it. I said, mate, I want that guitar. I want that guitar.
You've got to have it. Yeah.
And what's so good about it? You got a Strat.
I gave him my US Strat for that guitar, and I've had that guitar for probably over 10 years now. And
great guitar, Mike.
It's fantastic, fantastic. So
you've got a blue one, which I didn't take it out. I left it in there, but I might get it later.
I've probably got. I'm just looking at them now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Probably 10 of Joe's guitars I've got. And I love my gigs. I mean, you know, Will, you and I have gigged together, and you know, we're always using Joey's guitars. They're one of the best around. So
you don't have that coffee machine amplifier anymore, do you?
What coffee machine amplifier?
The coffee machine.
The Brunetti. No.
The Brunettis.
Oh, the Brunettis. That's right.
It stopped frothing milk, so I got rid of it.
He had a coffee machine amplifier called Brunetti.
Yeah, but did you hear what he said? Started frothing milk, so he sold it.
Hey, Mike, how's the Camaro going, mate?
Camaro's going very well, Joey. It's all finished now.
Hey, that's a pretty choppy Camaro, that one.
Choppy Camaro.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael, you and Joe should go down Calder.
Yeah, we've got to go for a cruise.
Yeah, you have to.
You killed me, but we've got to go for a cruise soon, Mike.
Just a cruise. A cruise would be nice, I reckon.
Yeah, really nice.
Hey, Joey Amenta, when I grow up, I want to play like you.
Oh, yeah. Well, when I grow up, I want to play like me, too. I like that. That's pretty good for me. You know what, though, Mike? You know what the secret is? Don't grow up. Don't grow up, man.
Yep, you're probably right, mate. Exactly.
Life.
Exactly. I just want to tell everybody out there to support this guy, support Joe Occhipinti. He builds great guitars. He's a great luthier.
Yeah, he's a very
boy,
good.
Joe.
Thanks, mate.
He's a good boy,
I'll give you
Joe.
$100 later.
and great show, boys. Keep it up.
Good on you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
See you guys.
Have a good one,
soon,
mate.
Mike.
See you later.
Bye, Mike.
Bye.
Bye, Mike.
Should I give him back the guitar?
You know what? If he reckons it's that good, Joe, you better keep it.
Hey, you know
Sorry,
what?
Mike.
I reckon I should take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are the
And then I'll hold him at ransom for something.
Hey, Will, we have to go to a commercial.
I reckon while you guys are discussing which guitar's going to get, who's going to get it, we're going to go to a commercial.
Yeah, we'll do a commercial.
All right, please.
Established in 2008, the Village Pizzeria combines Italy's wood-fire pizza method with the generous toppings that we are accustomed to in Australia, using only the freshest and best ingredients to complement our signature pane di case pizza base, which is hand-stretched, well-risen and baked perfectly. Everything on our menu is made from scratch and made with care, which takes longer, but as the saying goes, all good things take time. For real Italian food, come and see Gary at the Village Pizzeria at 662 Old Calder Highway, Keilor, or call us on 9331 5233.
Okay. The guys are dribbling over this other tally that Joe's made.
Joe's built this tally. Joe, can you explain how you got the paint, this colour?
Yeah, Michael Borg actually got it for me, but I think we got it from Stu Mack to get the proper. It's not pink, guys. It's shell pink. There's a difference.
Not coral pink?
No,
shell
pink. And it's elder body, shell pink. There's not much paint on it. It's all nitro. Broadcaster front and back fender pickups on it.
Nice.
Again, I put big frets on it. It's a player's neck, because I think it's a 14 radius.
I love that fingerboard.
It's flamed. Yeah, it's
awesome.
all flamed. And you can adjust it from the headstock instead of going from the back all the time.
Are you going to start another one, Joe?
Eh?
You're going to start another one?
Song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're going to have another jam.
Do this
All
one.
right. Pino's going
Is that the
on.
B one?
To get on
Yeah,
this
B.
chair again.
Is this the B one?
I don't know.
I'll start it like this,
I don't
Will.
know.
This is the rehearsal for the song. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, B. Here we go. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 1. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. I've been running around, you've been talking to someone else. Mr. Pino Bertolini, I told your mama, said you're not at home. I called your mama, she said you're not at home. She said, go away, boy, leave that girl alone. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Go away, boy, ooh, you've been talking to someone else. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. Before you accuse me, take a look at yourself. I've been running around and you've been talking to someone else. Last one, yeah. I love that kid, Pino. Sounds great. That kid sounds really good. I like it. I like it. Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, he's a good drummer, Pino.
Yeah, he's all right, old Pete.
He's-
Hey,
Great.
Joe, we got a commercial coming up.
No, I don't.
Oh, I mean, we got a call coming up. That's what I
Oh,
meant to
cool.
say.
Yeah, we're waiting for someone to call in, but no one wants to call in.
Come on, man, ring.
I
Hey,
tell you
Will,
what.
I can grab my phone and ring. I could ring in.
Yeah,
Right.
no, you can't because it'll echo really badly.
Okay.
So what's
Because,
the difference?
you know, on Sunday, we spent most of the day in here setting up all the gear, right? And I was outside ringing up and stuff, and we had everything working really, really well. And then Pino started his show on
Oh.
Monday night, and then it was like my ears were ringing, you know.
Yeah, what happened that night anyway?
Actually, you know what, guys? I'm actually curious though. If anyone out, there is people listening, what it actually sounds like. Give us a call.
Yeah, because we've got some new gear that we're running. So,
Well, I
be
can't
interesting.
hear anything. So sorry, Pino. Can you put me?
Can Joe have everything louder than everything else, Pete?
How's that,
Just
Joe?
a little bit. No, a bit more.
What do you mean, people?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Hold on.
Man.
What if we give? Hey, you know what we should do one night? We should
What?
actually have some charts and see how well everyone plays.
No,
Charts?
I reckon we could do a mute show.
I reckon it's a great idea. If you got charts, you guys probably play a little bit softer.
Oh, crack up. Now, Joe, back onto you, right?
Yes, mate.
What sort of gigs are you doing at the moment?
Oh, okay. We're going back to the 80s, mate. So
Yep.
we're doing glam metal. Back then it was called metal.
Yep.
Rock. Yeah. So we've got the wigs,
I saw the photo of you with
Yeah.
the wig.
with the wigs on and stuff like that. And Vince is playing. It's actually Pino came down one night.
Actually, Joe, can you put the accent on, please?
Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely.
Oh,
It's a
you're
good
doing
show.
like-
It's great.
Oh, you're doing like English
I want you to
Yeah,
keep doing it. I
we're
want you to
all
keep that
British.
voice all the way through this.
That's right.
British invasion.
It's a British invasion. That's right, because we're all British.
Oh, yeah.
We've got people from London, Swabshire.
Oh, I
North
know.
London.
Oh, lovely.
It's just nice, isn't it?
It is, Joey.
Yes. That's it. I'm going to crack myself. Yeah, so like I said, we're all from London, England.
So, do you guys actually play it that you're from London?
Yeah,
all
we
of
do the
you?
whole
So you
show.
do the
Yep.
full. It's like a proper.
It's a proper show. It's not like a cover band. You go in there and you do your songs. We actually put on a show. We'll do either 2 long sets or 3 sets. And we've got a gig on July the 28th, actually, at the Escapades. If you want, come down and see for yourself. But what we do, we put on a show. We'll give away drink cards. The crowd that comes down loves it. They get right into it. Actually, if it wasn't for the crowd, we'd probably
stay home.
Yeah. But no, they're great. They're great. And,
But how do you now? Seeing that you're playing with the '80s thing, right? How are you finding that going up against all the other '80s bands?
it's actually going well because we don't play every week. We play every 4 to 6 weeks. And yeah,
You happy with
just
that?
Happy with it because a lot of them are tribute shows. We don't do a tribute. We just do 80s metal, glam. That's it. A lot of them don't do that. They call it 80s, but they're doing like 80s pop,
Yeah.
rock. We actually stick to the glam.
You know, I was talking to a sax player yesterday. I went to Yarram yesterday, and we were talking about gigs. Now, there's only 2 sax players in the Gippsland area that are capable of doing
They're busy.
big gigs, right? Now he was saying that, and he plays with Grandma Zoo as well. So when there's a Grandma Zoo gig, he drives from Yarram to Melbourne or wherever the gig is, and he does the Grandma Zoo gig, right? And we were talking about gigs and stuff, and we're talking about the Crown and all that. And he goes, "Man, I just can't." And he's a sax player. He just needs to walk in with a sax, right? And he goes, "I just can't do the Crown anymore. I just can't walk in there anymore." You know?
Crown.
Yeah.
It's gone a little bit.
It's so difficult to get in there as a musician. You know, like
it's ridiculous.
Too many rules.
you got
ridiculous.
you got a police check that you have to do that's theirs, and you know. Anyway,
Ridiculous.
But we were talking about the gig front, and he turned around and said, "You know, whether I gig or not, now I don't care."
Really?
You know?
Yeah, it's a bit like that. You know, Joe Camilleri was saying to me that you know, he records and writes songs, obviously.
Yeah.
And he's right in the middle of that, and then they ring him to like go do gigs. He goes,
Could be stuck.
"I can't handle. You know, I have to pack up all my saxes. You know." He goes, "Oh, yeah."
Speaking about Joe, hasn't he got a T-bird?
Yeah, he's got a T-bird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A white. I think it was red now. No, it was white. Now it's red.
It's red.
Yeah.
Because last
He's
time I
got a red
saw
T-bird,
Joe,
yeah.
he came down to Lamberti's.
Yeah.
All right. And I set up
Was he-
a court for him.
Was he in the T-bird, Joe?
He was in the T-bird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe, if you're
Good
watching, I still got all those stuff you signed for me.
And you know, I bought my Strat, my old remember my old pink Strat, Joe?
Yeah.
I bought it back off him.
Really?
I sold it 27 years ago.
Jeez.
That's going to be another show, another story.
Yeah. I want to. I was listening actually to the Strat that he actually lost and got back.
Yeah.
That was on Facebook.
That's it. That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah.
Joe, I sold it to a guy called Joe Severino, who had a Canadian Italian guy who had a music shop in St Kilda, and Joe bought it off him 27 years ago and kept it all these years.
So did you know that Joe had it?
No, I had no idea, and a friend of mine sort of found out.
Have you still got it?
Who?
The guitar, the Strat?
Me. Yeah, I bought it.
Should have bought it in.
Yeah, I know. I will. Needs a fret job, Joe.
Hey, I know someone who can relic it.
Yeah.
That's right.
You know what? It's already rally.
That's already. That's proper rally.
Mick DeLuca, the last pickup, Joe, the treble pickup was not well. So Mick rewired it to original spec. Mate,
he's a legend. I've seen him before.
Yeah, Mick's a legend, mate. Did a beautiful job. Came out.
If he can't do it, I'm not taking work off you.
No.
But we wind pickups as well.
Yeah.
So to original specs.
Excellent.
Paul Gale is a legend, mate. He hasn't been doing guitars long. About 45 years?
45,000 years. You know.
You used to go and see him.
He was around BC, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think he did guitars for Jesus Christ.
Superstar.
Yeah.
You know, I used to go to Joe when I was a kid. I used to go to Paul when I was a kid.
Yeah, so did I. I used to drive actually with Vince
and
again. We used to drive all the way.
You know, Paul's still got the straight jacket.
For him.
You bugger, Will. You signore. We've got a commercial coming up.
We're going to go to another commercial.
We've got a commercial, yeah.
Another commercial.
Eastgate Music is Melbourne's premier independent music retailer, now trading at 1131 Burke Road Q, with free car parking at the rear. We specialise in acoustic and electric guitars, tube amplifiers and boutique pedals. For keyboards, drums, PA systems, microphones and home recording gear, we have it all. Violins, violas and cellos are a special focus of Melbourne Strings, our orchestral shop. For new, vintage, second-hand and custom shop, trade in and trade up for great cash prices. Lay-bys and consignment stock are welcome. We offer interest-free finance and take all major credit cards. Our experienced in-house technicians can service, set up and repair your instruments and amps reliably and quickly. We deliver securely and safely to your door, including regional centres and interstate. The major brands we stock include Fender, Gibson, Yamaha, Martin, Taylor, Maton, Bogner, Magnetone and many more. Check out our websites at eastgatemusic.com and melbournestrings.com for great deals, discounts and specials.
Okay, now, Mr. Amenta.
Yes, Signore Will.
Pepenedo.
Signore Will, what would you like?
I'd like to begin the Joey Amenta Escapades.
The Joe Amenta. My name is Joe Amenta, the guitarista from Focina.
Sicilia, my name.
You got to be very careful the way you say that.
Focina.
Yeah, I know. It's a good beer.
Because I know some people that don't say that correctly.
I know.
Yeah.
Like
so
you want a story off me, huh?
Yeah.
Let me think of one. Yep. I'm like the GPS. When you put an address in, it takes a couple of seconds to find out.
Looking for satellite. It's not a good area. Looking for satellite.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to tell you guys a story.
Joe, move your butt to the left and satellite will get there.
Which one?
Giro d'Ogolo.
I'm going to tell you, Pino, Will, and Joe, and whoever's listening, you'll find this very amusing. I was in a band called When You and the Rockets many years ago. And we were touring with Brian Adams in around Germany, and we stopped at Dusseldorf at a roadhouse on our way to, I think it was Berlin or Munich. I can't remember. I think it was Berlin. Yeah. Anyway, we stopped at a roadhouse and we jumped. It was 45 minutes, about 45 minutes to Berlin. We all jumped back in the coach, did a head check, everything, bang. We got to the Berlin border, and it was very heavy. There's guards
The
there,
desk
right?
there, mate.
Yeah,
The desk.
there.
Yeah. Germans.
Yeah, the Germans there, the guards. And the guards walked in, and we gave them, they want your passports, so we give them, the manager collects all the passports, give them the passports. And then they came in and checked everyone out, and they're freaking out. And we're trying to work out what in God's name are they freaking out about. And there was...
what were you carrying, Joe?
Well, aside from that, no, we managed to hide all that very well. But you know what, Will? There were 8 passports and only 7 people. They're flipping out. And they came up to us, Joe, and they lifted out our hair and checked out the passport. Yeah, we left the drummer, Steve Donald, we left the drummer in the roadhouse at Dusseldorf.
Is he back?
Yeah, we had to miss the first. Actually, it was with ZZ Top, not Brian Adams. It was with ZZ Top, and it was the very first gig of the tour, right?
Yeah.
It was about 25 gigs, and we had to blow the first gig out. And Paul Wendy was very upset, to say the least. Yeah, very upset. And we left him there.
So what happened? What did he do? Did he fall asleep on one of the benches or something, and you guys all left?
Yeah,
that sounds like Home Alone,
you
man.
went to the bathroom, right? I don't know. You went to the bathroom.
Roadhouse alone.
Look, do you want me to go on? Do you want me to tell you the rest of it, which is a bit? Yeah, well, the rest of it's got some illicit drug involvement. Is that all right, or is that uncool?
It's okay. I'm prepared.
Okay. Just by me. Well, it's nothing to do with us. It was we had. I won't say his name.
What kind of drugs?
No, cocaine. We had nothing to do with me, by the way, or anyone in the band, for that matter. We had a guy. I think we're in trouble. The guy tour managing us used to work in the old days, Slade, in the 60s.
I remember Slade.
Yeah, Slade. Awesome.
And I won't say his name. Anyway, he goes, I'll go and, speaking of English accents, he goes, I'll go and pick Steve.
Can you do it with the English accent?
Yeah, that's cool, man. I'll go get him, okay? He's at Dusseldorf, no worries. So he went through the border, Berlin, so he'd already been through once. We got to the hotel, and then he went through again. And then on the way back, this guy was I think he was a bit nutty. On the way back, he picked up the drummer, and on the way back, they opened up his bag, and he had a tiny bit of cocaine in his bag.
And that's it?
Yeah, and he got into a lot of trouble.
Just from a little bit?
Yeah.
I know why he got into trouble.
Why? Because it was only a little bit.
Yeah, it wasn't enough to share with the bar.
So, but who would do that, right? Who would do that? Who would go through Berlin? Who would go through a border once, twice, and then the third time?
Actually,
it's stupid.
I did a gig.
I wouldn't.
I did a gig. The weekend before I opened the shop in East Keilor, right? It's going back 2006.
Was I there? Yeah, I remember.
2006, right?
Yep.
That weekend, I did a gig in China in Beijing, right?
Yeah.
So we flew on the way there. We go to the airport, and I had all my stuff. I mean, you guys know what I'm like. I had all my stuff prepared. It was spot on, right? Yeah. One of the guys in the band didn't have his stuff. He didn't have his stuff. He didn't have his stuff, right?
Yeah.
So he had all his stuff in road cases that had Velcro on them, on the covers. And he goes, "Oh, no, look, I've done other gigs. I'll just carry them on with me." Yeah. And he had 2 of them plus a keyboard and a whole sleeve. Anyway, he turns around, we get to the thing, and he goes, "You carry that on." And so I've grabbed his thing, right? And
suitcase, guys.
I've grabbed his road case with his keyboard rack, right? I've grabbed his keyboard rack, and I've walked up to the counter, and I've put all my stuff on the thing, and the chick behind the counter goes, "Oh, hello, that thing there, you won't be able to take that on as hand luggage. It's too big. You'll have to put it down."
We're still talking about the luggage?
Yeah.
The road case.
The road case, right? And I went, "Oh, okay." And I've gone, "Crikey, what do I do now?"
Yeah.
So anyway, I put it on a thing. She goes, And did you pack the luggage? And I went, yeah.
Oh, I've done that.
And I went,
my God,
I've just said yes to something that I don't know about, right?
You don't even
I've
know
done
what's in
that.
there.
Right?
I've done that with guitars. Are they your guitars? They were somebody else's. I mean,
Were they good?
a couple of mates.
So anyway, I put this under my name, right?
Yeah.
We get on the plane
Oh,
and we're
no.
going to Beijing, right? And on the way through, we stop in where was it?
He didn't do a Chappelle.
Bangkok.
He didn't do a Chappelle Corby, did he?
No, he didn't. Anyway,
Was it bad?
so no, it was just all the way from that flight.
It was bad.
My heart, seriously, my heart was beating.
Thinking, what the hell have I?
I was beating
Sign my
at
name
like
to?
200 beats per minute, right? I was just flying, right?
Yeah.
The guys are all sleeping, and I'm sitting there looking at the roof of the plane going,
But it was all right.
I can't believe we get to Bangkok.
Yeah.
And I see that when we get off the plane, we got off the plane and we went straight onto the other plane. And as we got on the other plane, because we were running late with our flight, when we got on the other plane, they shut the door. But when we were traveling from where we got off and we had to walk a fair distance to go to the other plane, when we got off and we're walking, I'm looking at everyone. And one of the guys, Benny, in the band, I told him, I said, man, this is freaking me out. I can't, because we're going to these countries where it's a death sentence, And I said, man, I've got to open the shop on Monday. I've got the stock coming in on Monday. I've got to set things up. Anyway, so we're walking through. As I'm walking past I reckon I looked so guilty because I was just freaking out. And anyway, we got onto the plane. We take off. We get to Beijing. As we get to Beijing, we get there. Same sort of thing with the passports. There's this guy standing at the so we get off international arrivals. We walk into the area, and there's this guy standing there with the name of the band, Platinum, right? And we're standing there, and he comes up to us and he goes, "Oh, you're the band?" We goes, "Yeah, no problem." He grabs all of our passports and he goes, "Wait here, and I'll be back." He disappears with our passports. Now, rule number 1 is you don't leave your passport with anyone. He walks back and he goes, "Okay, follow me." We followed him. We walked straight out. They even got our luggage for us, and we walked straight out into the car park. And I'm telling you, we bypassed customs and the whole thing. It was just a freak out.
You're lucky.
So that was my story. Okay.
Yeah, well,
Shit happens in Bangkok.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
Shit just happens, Joe.
Oh,
My voice
crikey.
sounds
Sam
different.
Labruna. Hi, Sam. Thanks for listening.
Hey, Sam Labruna.
Sam, come with that past the Monday.
How you going, Sam? All right, then. Okay, lad.
Pino's writing some messages on the
Pino's
screen.
Pino's thinking
We
of what's
can't
right.
really repeat them on air.
Hey,
because-
Joe, speaking of something, aren't you starting a gig again?
Yeah.
Well, tell him.
I'm playing with the George Trimmer band.
Yeah.
80s. Yeah. And that's going really good, Joe, actually. And I play with a duo called the Two Chord Screamers. Harry with a guy who was...
So do you play songs with 2 chords?
Yeah, we play songs 2 chords. I love to have a drink with Joe. I love to have a drink with Joe. We drink in moderation. We drink very, very slow. We drink at the Burnett Country where the atmosphere is great. I love to have a drink with Joe, 'cause Joe's me mate. I love to have a drink with William. I love to have a drink with Will. We drink in moderation and we never ever have to take a pill. We drink at the Burnett Country where the atmosphere is great. I love to have a drink with William, 'cause William's me mate. I love to have a drink with Pino. I love to have a drink with Pino. We drink in moderation and we never ever ever ever, ever get drunk. We drink at the Burnett Country with Pino, no vino. We drink beer all night, all night. Actually, that's what people do to come to the George Trimmer Band gigs. They drink the beer. Drink the beer.
And the vinos.
My dad once said to me, some of these people, they drink so much, they forget how much they drink more than 6 beers. I said, Dad, some of these people drink more than 60. And he went, oh my God.
Yeah, I know. It's not
Right.
bad.
Actually,
Anyway, that's another-
actually, you've just introduced something to the show, right? I'm telling you, tonight's really organic. Your dad.
Yeah.
Now, one thing we all have in common.
Yeah, we're talking about our
One
dads
thing we
earlier.
all have in common
My dad, Paolo.
is that our fathers have all passed away, right? Now, my dad was integral in me starting guitar. Like I'll never forget that day that he brought home a guitar many, many years ago. He built the guitar rack at Fretted Instruments.
Oh,
he was working down there and did that. He built, remember the guitar rack?
Yeah,
he built that.
Yeah, he was
right?
a carpenter. Yeah,
he was a carpenter, right? Now, what happened was, as part of the payment, because my dad always wanted to play the guitar,
I
but
bet
he couldn't afford it.
He got a guitar for you.
He got me a guitar.
How cool! How old were you, Will?
7.
Wow, my dad was integral.
Yeah,
mine.
Yeah.
How about yours, Joey? Did he support?
Hey,
did he support you?
Yeah. He was. That's where I learned all my timber skills and all that. He was.
I have to admit, your dad. I knew your dad for a short time in his life, really, because I wish I knew him. I wish I knew him longer because he did a lot of stuff for me.
Yeah, he did.
And his dad on timber work was
he did French polishing stuff. Like
everything. That's where I learned it all from.
Like
yeah,
his workshop as well. Is he still got? Have you still got the
no,
workshop?
it's sort of.
You pulled it down?
Yeah, my mum sort of couldn't handle it anymore. So
yeah, his workshop was one of those workshops when you walked in, it was like Geppetto's workshop.
Yeah,
you know,
chisels and stuff. All the old.
I love the photos you put up of him, Jay. He's a great looking bloke.
Yeah,
he was.
It sounds like all our dads were fantastic.
Yeah, they were.
And he was. He was never serious.
Never
like
serious.
me.
Yeah,
Always
my dad
like
was
me.
very serious. Pino, your dad's still.
Yeah, he's still around. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah. My dad was a sort of a serious, not too serious, but he was always. And all my relatives used to come along and go, Joe, what are you going to do for a job? And I go, play guitar.
That's not a bloody job.
You can't do that for a job. What about when you're 50? What are you going to do for a job?
Play guitar.
And I said, I'll play guitar, which I'm still doing. And you know, my father used to say, and they used to look at my father, and he used to say, well, he's going to play guitar, you know. And, yeah. But actually, I've got a great, have we got time for a 30-second story, Pino?
Sure.
There was a guy we were having
only
dinner.
30 seconds.
I promise.
Okay.
We were having dinner at home every Friday. We used to have dinner. And there was a guy repairing a TV, Italian bloke out in the sunroom. So good old friendly me went out.
Hey, was he a small Italian guy?
He was.
30 seconds.
Nah, you've just ruined the 30 seconds.
No, sorry. No, I've got to interject because how long ago was this?
20 years ago.
Okay, and he was an Italian bloke, little Italian guy.
He was.
Okay, I bet you I know who he was because he taught me a lot about electrical repairs.
I bet it's probably the same guy, Will.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's repairing. He was behind the TV, so I went up. I go, "Oh, how you going?" You know, blah blah. He goes, "Good." And I said, "What?" And meanwhile, I could hear my dad's steps coming up the hallway. And I said, "What do you do? Do you do this full time?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "What do you do?" And my dad walked in, and he goes, "He only know how to do one thing, play the guitarra."
That's it.
But he goes, "But he make the guitarra talk." And that was pretty, pretty proud moment.
Do you want to know something? I reckon I know who that repairer was. That was probably Vince from VNR Electronics.
Actually, you know
and
what?
Reservoir.
The name Vince does ring a bell. Will.
Yep. Yep.
And I think he was from Reservoir.
And I went to school with his son, Frank. Yep.
He was a very good repairer.
Yeah, he was awesome. Yeah.
EA?
Yeah.
Let's have another jam.
Let's do another jam. All right.
You started, Joe. The field. Come on, Pep.
I got problems with this, mate. I don't know what.
Cool, man.
Mate, you make that sound really good.
Oh yeah, right.
I think I think I should give it to you.
Joe.
Oh, Joe, you serious?
Yeah, I reckon you should take it.
I think.
Gig around with it.
All right.
What do you reckon? You happy?
Are you giving him a guitar?
I'm giving it to him.
Well, he's giving you one.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Joe.
All right.
Awesome, yeah.
But
now that's
you better gig with it.
There you go. On the next gig, you're gonna see Joey Amenta using that guitar.
Yeah,
so
I'll play a bit of
you've seen it first, only on the Muso channel on Guitar Talk.
But we have to set it up for you, yeah?
Yeah, we got to set it
What
up.
gauge strings are you using, Pip?
9 to 46.
Okay.
Yeah, that's got 10s on it, isn't it?
No, it's got 9 to 46.
9 to 46.
But it's probably too low for him.
No, it's a bit too high.
Oh, is it? Okay. We can go lower, definitely.
It's got 10s, yeah.
Now, Joe, can I ask you a question? Right? I mean, and this is for people that aren't guitarists. This is something that is. I've had some people ask me about it, right? And it's facial expressions of guitarists. Now, with
Pete, you know why guitarists go like this? And then every now and then you see them go like this? Because they're sitting there going, nah, that's crap, that's no good, that's shit. That's the one. That's it. That's that expression.
Now, what about the one like, I've done it. I'm there. Yeah,
yeah.
That's my brand.
What's that one?
Oh, you're
the
talking
one
about.
like I've just smelt something. Oh, that's my brand. You know the.
Ah, you sold yourself.
This one here, Will.
Yeah.
You can pop some. Yeah, that's the one when you do a big.
Yeah.
Actually, I got a question about your guitarist.
Okay.
When you guys do a guitar solo, and this is true, why do you crouch forward and kind of hide your guitar?
I don't know.
Oh, I can't say it on the radio. Because you get a.
You started it, Joe. You started it.
It's very hard when you get held back on the radio show, you know?
Yeah. Ken Murdoch does this when he does a lead break. And he's awesome. Ken, I'm not making funny. I'm just saying, like, if players have got their own. Yeah.
Actually, you should ring up.
Wah-wah. Using a wah-wah. Yeah. When you start, whoa, whoa.
I want one of these Noah wah-wahs. They are fantastic.
Yeah.
Joe told me earlier. Yeah. Joe told me before we started, he goes, the wah-wah's grouse.
Isn't it grouse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Now take your foot off.
Goes normal. You don't have to
worry about clicking it in.
I hate that click. They never work.
The wah pedal with
they
that.
never work those clicks.
The Moore wah pedal has got 3 settings. So if you don't do it now because you'll stuff it up on me, but if you double click it twice and you go pop like that, as in like double hit it, right? You start going into changing the settings so you can have it so that it's like I've got it set up so when you put your finger on your foot on it starts on.
Reverse, can't you?
Now, as soon as you put your foot on it, it starts.
Yeah, look. See, it changes sound. Now I'll take my foot off. Now I'll put it on, and you can hear the click. Yeah. I love this shit, man.
Can you take your hands off it?
Get your hands off it, you wanker.
Yeah, but going back to these pedals, they are good, and they're small.
Yeah, man.
And, you know, you can put them in your back of.
Oh, you can put them in your back pocket.
I'll tell you now, right? I've used those pedals. I did a tour with Patrizio Buane last year.
Hang on, Will. Sorry.
And I used that. What's going on?
Sorry, I could disturb you. I'm going to get up, and I'm just going to move that camera because you guys are pointing down there. You can't see it.
Where's the camera?
I'm just going to point the camera down.
Hey, can I tell you something? I completely forgot about the camera tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. We're
I'm
just
so enthralled with Joey and Will.
Oh, lucky one of us is paying attention to the show.
I'm so
I forgot
enthralled
about
with,
the show.
with Joe
All right.
Buster Shooter.
Okay. Can you see the pedals? Yeah.
Ah, here we go.
Now-
Look.
On the far that's the wah pedal.
It's got really good at the end.
Yeah, it's got a nice top end.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I've got the other black pedal next
Oh,
to that one.
Look
Is
at this.
like it's
Oh, it sounds like a Gibson.
I love these pedals.
and then the one next to it's that's my heavy distortion. Then I've got like a bluesy sort of thing. The white one next to it's actually a boost pedal, so it just gives you clean boost,
So this is, and this is on.
and it just gives it a bit of top. You know that just a little bit of a tick tick on the top. You know.
I told you, Will, I need these pedals for the jazz gig I'm starting.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it matches that too.
That one there, you just press the yellow one is a compression,
I love it.
and then that's a chorus.
Listen to how good the chorus is, folks. Like a double, almost, like a doubling.
Yeah.
I love that.
And then
That's the volume.
you've got the volume.
Ah, so I can do this. Check this out, folks.
Oh, you swells.
Yeah,
You can do
check this
swells.
out, Joe. What have I done?
No, press.
Now, I normally do that with my finger like this.
I forgot to tell you, you know what else it's got too?
What, Joe?
It's got a treble bleed.
Oh, yeah.
Now, for those of you who don't know what a treble bleed is, that's when you can wind back the volume and you don't lose the top,
treble. Yeah,
your tops. So, yep.
And you can adjust your treble bleed too, how
Yeah.
fast and how slow.
Yeah.
Your
Can you?
capacitors. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it depends on the capacitor and the resistor,
Okay.
right? How quick you want it. It's the same as on your tone.
Okay.
If you put a 0.22 or a 0.47, right?
Yeah.
It gets money
That's
real quick.
0.47 microfarad.
Yeah, that goes.
Yeah.
That loses the treble real quick.
Yeah.
A lot of straights use 0.22.
Yeah.
So it's always better.
Yeah, 0.22 is a bit more
0.22.
sweeter.
Yeah, sweeter. Look, that's what I use. People out there might think
Everyone's going to
different.
have their own,
Everyone's got their own
opinion.
Everyone,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
That's, yeah.
it's like what wine they drink or what whiskey or what,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And guitar setups is one of those things. Like I always ask people when I'm doing a setup, are you a hard hitter?
Yeah, that's true.
Because the amount of
true.
times that you
Like you
do a
chop
setup.
trees when you play.
So you set up the guitar accordingly to
Yes,
how they
I set up the guitar accordingly to the way they play. So
Yeah, because
you do some pretty good setups, Will, actually.
do I?
oh yeah,
Yeah.
people don't know it. Will's not actually just a
No,
presenter. He
Will-
actually is
yeah.
a guitar tech as well.
And a
Yeah.
saxophone and all
Trumpets,
instruments.
woodwind,
Will can fix keyboards and you name it, he can fix it. He's,
cymbals.
he's like Mick DeLuca. Mick DeLuca's the same. Michael DeLuca can fix anything. He's amazing.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
So yeah, going again with your setups. The relief on your neck.
Yep.
Strings.
Relief on your neck plays a major part. of it,
Major
so.
part. How low you have
Yeah.
your nut set up.
Yeah.
Right. I always try and keep them pretty low. So when you do your open chords, you don't put it out of tune.
Exactly.
Which, yeah, you know, I bought this Taylor acoustic.
Yeah.
And Mick DeLuca, the action was a bit high.
Yeah.
And I got it back from Mick. He goes, I know you're rocking low. So it was really low. I said, it's a bit low. He goes, don't worry, I'll come around. He come around. And I thought he'd done some major change. So all he did was
It was
half-
the nut.
Nut-
he
That's
did
right.
nut
half a
adjustment.
turn and it
Yep.
was perfect.
Bang.
Yeah.
Yep.
I couldn't believe that.
Yeah, because
You know,
yeah,
you know how many times I have people that bring in guitars and like, YouTube. Oh, mate, I'm telling you how to fix it. It's like, no, hold on a minute. No.
You know,
Mate, I've been doing it for 30 years. Don't tell me how to do my job,
well, don't come here then if you know.
Yeah. If you know how to do it, why haven't you done it?
And Will, I've got students that come to me, speaking of YouTube, that get frustrated. They can't go any further with YouTube. You need the involved. You need
the one-on-one.
If you want to learn guitar, the number one thing about learning guitar.
Give Joe Amenta a call.
You'll teach how to play.
The number one thing for learning a guitar is you need to, have the passion to do it. You need to put the time in to do it. Then you need, if you're a kid listening to this show, if you've got parents that are against you playing the guitar, you're going to, I'm telling you now,
pushing poopy uphill.
It's hard. It's a lot harder. I had both my parents that supported me with it.
Yeah.
And it helps heaps.
Or the other way around, Will, if you don't want to and the parents push them, it doesn't work either.
Yeah, I've had that with students. I mean, I don't teach anymore, but I've had that with students as well.
Yeah, going back to setups, and you can't always make everyone happy too.
No.
I mean, you try, I want the extra low. You put it lower, oh, that's too low. So you put it up, oh, the nut keeps going out of tune, open chords. So you set it up low so they don't press too hard, because you know what it's like, especially if you've got big jumbo frets. You want that nut low so you don't dig in.
Yeah.
Goes out of tune, goes always sharp. But then they say, oh, I'm used to really pressing. That's another thing. Yeah. If you got bad guitars and you don't get them set up.
Like this, look. See, I can make it really sharp. So that's the normal note where it should be.
But it's very hard to make it sharp on that one, isn't it?
You bugger.
Yeah, because I'll put it really low.
You're chicken boy, John.
But, the very first, I've had lessons off a whole bunch of different teachers, right?
Nello was one.
Nello Franceschini was amazing, right? But he's the one who taught me finger tapping.
Yeah,
he was the rock pig. He was the rock pig who pulled the finger tapping out on me.
You got me onto teching as well.
Yeah, and I learned a lot off him on teching as well. Anyway, but one thing that I learned, the first lesson I had with Mark Dominic, and he's like
the Dominator.
The Dominator.
Right? Mate, I've never heard anyone play so fast. He's incredible.
He's a good player.
Back in the day, he was the fastest guitarist. Now I would say he's still up there.
Tasteful. I mean, I don't just mean
absolutely
very beautiful.
Yeah. Now the first lesson I had with Mark, he sat me down and he goes, "Okay, play it." I played it. He goes, "Now back it off." And I backed it off. And he goes, "Play it." And he goes, "Back it off." And I go, "Okay." And he goes, "Play it." And then he said, "Right, that's the spot. Now put it just a little bit more pressure." And then I played it. And he goes, "Now that's how much finger pressure you have to put on the guitar."
How much finger pressure?
Well, try it. Play an A. Now back off your finger pressure. Back off, to the point where it starts choking. Now put just a little bit more pressure on. That's how much finger pressure you got to put on.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was I've been playing for 50 years, and my teachers say you'll always learn something new. That was one of the best lessons I've ever had, Will.
And also,
that's the reason why Mark is so fast.
Because he's a light player.
Because he's a light player, and he flies over the guitar.
And that's another thing. If you're a fast player and a light player, you can afford to have everything down.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't choke.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting.
Yep.
So it is.
Anyway.
Any callers? Talk about setups or anything?
If anybody wants to call in, 0412 376 848, and you can talk to us about a guitar setup or any questions.
Pino, what messages have you got there?
You got any?
You got any
cool
juicy messages, Pino?
Actually, I did.
You did?
Yes.
Okay.
I just didn't want to interrupt while you were all talking about your nuts and threading and stuff like that.
Poor Pino, he feels so alone. This is a drummer here. He's sitting there going, these bloody guitar wankers.
No, I was okay, actually. I was just reading my drum scene magazine. Sandy says, the boys are cooking tonight. Great music. Thumbs up to the show. Well done.
Thanks,
From
Sandy.
Good on you, Sam.
Thank you very
Thanks,
much.
mate.
Thank you.
Joe Bella says, great show, guys. Awesome.
Thank
So
you.
it's kind of cool. Yeah.
That's cool. Awesome.
Thanks, Joe.
Simon, this just come up now. Joe, tell us about the tonal benefits of a Floyd Rose.
The tone of it.
Yeah, the tonal benefits of a Floyd Rose.
They're tonal. They're very,
Well, one, it depends on which country it comes from.
yeah.
That's the first thing.
That's
Are they very
Do you know, I
metallic,
did a Floyd Rose the other day, one of the old original Floyd Roses.
Yeah, was it good, Will?
Oh, working on it was amazing.
They're all made from Scheller, if it was the old German one.
Yep.
Germany.
Yep.
So there's actually two the way they make them. With metal, some of them were machined and milled, as you know about that.
Yep.
And some were actually pressed and bent, right? Yep. Then you've got others that are made out of aluminium, but then they're reinforced with a blades are.
Yep.
So they got hardened steel, right? That changes the tone.
Automatically.
You got aluminium, and there's some that change in saddles as well with titanium.
Yep.
That changes the sound
So,
again.
Joe, you're telling me that there's many tonal possibilities depending on what.
Yeah, it's what you like. You can.
Yep.
There is a difference, but I do advise to people if you do. I mean, everyone's got their own taste, but what I've experienced with Floyd Roses are, if you have got a Floyd Rose, make sure you got a good back pickup because it does take a lot. You know, it loses a little bit. You know, so you want a good strong pickup.
Okay.
You know,
But that's with a lot of floating systems.
yeah.
Because
And you got to set them up
like
properly.
if you've got a system that's got two like this has got two
It's
pivots
just
on it,
floating on that.
Yeah.
and you've got that. That's the tonal aspect of the guitar. That's what's going to be hitting the actual body, right?
Yeah.
So,
But even they're different too.
but it depends. Again, it depends on the block. It depends on. There's so many what the block's made out of. There's so many different variables with it.
Like for example, the strings go through the back of the body.
Yeah.
They're coming through here.
Do you
That's
remember
going to have
one
a different
stage?
tone to ones that go from the back, like on this bass. They go from the back through.
Yeah, some are strung through, and also,
Yeah. So what you're saying? Do you remember, Joe?
yeah, there was a Fender. Fender actually made this. They
It's
did
through
one
here.
instead of going
Yeah.
through the back. They put
Yeah.
it through,
Through here.
and they was trying to say, does it change the sound? They couldn't really work out the difference. But what it does do, the tension of the strings changes the tension.
Ah, I like this.
Same with Les Pauls. When you put it through the tailpiece and you put it on top, changes the tension, and it doesn't kill the bridge as much.
Okay. You know why I don't like Floyd Rose? Because I feel very floaty, very.
Yeah, but
you know,
you can change that.
Can you?
You can set them up so you can have hard, soft on the body, and again that works out your tension on your strings too.
Speaking of floating systems, I forgot to bring it in. It's in the van.
Yeah,
You've got that little locking system.
yeah, I've got it
for
on
floating
this.
systems.
Yeah,
Which I have to admit is amazing because you
works.
You
It
put it
locks
on
it,
and
yeah.
it works. It locks it. So
Well-
if you break a string, the guitar doesn't go out of tune.
no, it's on this.
Yeah.
So this, I don't know if you can see, guys.
It doesn't
very
float
hard.
back. It
It
doesn't,
doesn't
go
float
down.
back, and it's not sitting on the body. But at the same time, you can put it forward.
Yeah.
You
So
know?
it's set up like a vintage system.
Yeah.
Where you can only bring it down. You
Now-
know, like on a Fender Strat, you really can. I mean, look, you can set up a Fender Strat so that you can pull it back.
yeah, you
but
just tip it up.
You,
but
you have it on an angle. But
I don't like Strat bridges on an angle.
no,
You like 'em on
look,
the
I'm the
straight.
same. I am actually the
I
same.
like everything like this.
yeah,
I
because
don't
you've
like
been
flat.
brought up like me.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
this crap. And all
Yep.
this.
Yep.
Will, I've got to tell you that we got 5 minutes left.
We've got 5 minutes. Yeah.
And
Yeah,
this has
okay.
been a really interesting show, I reckon.
I enjoyed tonight's show. Now, next week with us, we have. I've gone blank.
You don't know.
No, next
We are
week
gonna
we
get
have
full
Brendan
names.
Haynes. Now, Brendan Haynes is a guitarist who owns a music school in Caroline Springs. He also had the privilege of, he went and played in a trio.
With the guy who wrote, "She's an easy lover. She'll take your heart, but you will feel it. She's like no
I
other."
was going to say something. Else.
Okay. Now,
He played with the guy who wrote that for Phil Collins, which is Phil Collins' biggest ever selling single.
I know. Now, he actually
Phil and
played
Phil.
with Nathan East. That's the name of the guy who did it. Now, Nathan has played with, Phil Collins. He played with Lionel Richie. He's played with so many big acts, right? So we're going to have Brendan on. And I might talk to Brendan about bringing some of his weird guitars that he's got, because he's got some really nice looking guitars.
Does he make them himself?
No,
he buys
he
them
buys
around the
them.
world.
Oh, okay.
You know what? I will be watching, Will.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that ovation I got you to do?
Yeah.
That ovation. Remember that I was telling you about the chicken wire?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I'll give you a heads up.
that
on
was
the story.
great. That guitar.
We only got
I
4 minutes left.
know. But quickly, Pino's looking at me going, crikey, shut up, Pino. Anyway, this particular ovation went through the chicken wire circuit. So, and he played with, I won't say who yet, I'll say it next week, but he played with a big time player who was very instrumental in setting up guitarists like Steve Vai, Satriani, because they looked at this guy as a god, right? Now, if you want to find out who that was, you have to listen in next week.
I know.
Right?
I know.
Yep. Now, this particular guy with this guitarist, he would go outside and he would tell everybody in the crowd, throw your beer bottles, throw your drinks at the band because they deserve it, right? So this guitar, do you remember how it stunk?
It was pretty bad. Actually, I found the chicken in it.
Anyway, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about his touring with that, and we'll talk about his gig with Nathan East as well, because he played with Nathan and Nathan's son.
And what's happening Sunday Live Jam? What's happening?
Oh, okay. There's Musicland. There is a Sunday Live Jam. It's the premiere. It's the beginning. It's the start.
So yeah, Drum Talk's
Drum Talk, yeah.
And then on Monday night we have Drum Talk. Tuesday night, and that's on 8:00. And then Tuesday night we have On the Mic.
On the mic?
Yeah.
On the mic is the jam.
On the mic.
Well, that's what Pino wrote. He wrote On the mic. On the mic.
On the mic.
Yeah.
With
Jeez, Joe, you really are from Faulkner.
You are.
He'd have done it from Faulkner.
Did you say Faulkner?
Faulkner, kiddo.
Anyway, yeah.
And then of course there's us again on Wednesday night with Brendan Haynes.
Yeah, I'm not going to miss that.
Brendan is, I reckon Brendan is one of these guitarists that is really underrated in Australia.
Like he's, not
but the thing is, he's
famous,
so humble. He's just a humble person.
Just like me, Will?
Yes.
Actually, you are underrated.
Oops.
You played. How many people you've played and people still don't know?
No, I'm humble. No, I'm not. Yes,
come
yeah,
on.
he likes to play a lot. He likes to play a lot of people.
Tell you what.
Anyway, boys. Joey.
Great show.
Joey Amenta, thank you for coming down.
Thanks, Will and Pete.
And thank you for sharing the Joey Amenta Escapades.
The Escapade. Number one Escapade.
Escapade number 1.
Many more to come.
And Joe Occhipinti, thank you for coming down.
Thanks for having me, Will. Thanks for coming, Joe. Pino.
Thanks, Joe.
Thanks for putting up with me again.
Pino.
It's a pleasure,
Thank
boys.
you for the pasta.
Pino. Oh, yeah.
I didn't
Thank
have
you,
that
Rose. Rose is probably watching. Thank you, Rose. The
Thanks,
pasta
Rose.
was amazing.
Rose, you are beautiful.
Amazing.
And so is Danielle.
Yeah, she's cute.
I'm going to call her Daniela because she really hates it.
Yeah, she's cute.
Daniela.
She looks like Pino.
So anyway, everybody, thanks for listening
Thanks for
in.
watching.
And until next week, see you later. And good night.
Good night, guys. Catch ya. Good night, Joe.
You happy with it?